Hi, my name is Ben Alexander, and I have autism. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for returning if you are returning. And thank you so much for clicking on my video. So if you wouldn't mind, could you please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up button, and turn on your YouTube notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And I try to post once a week on Fridays. And also, if you have any ideas or any way I can make these videos better, please let me know in the comments section. With that out of the way, we're going to talk about autism meltdowns. And everyone does have their bad days. I understand that. And I've had them too. But there is a difference between an autistic meltdown and a bad day. And I have watched other autistic YouTubers talk about their experience. And I see other autism education videos talking about autistic meltdowns too. And it really wasn't until I heard autistic meltdown, I just haven't really thought about autistic meltdowns because, I just assumed it was like a normal meltdown. But what I found out through Google was very surprising because I Googled it more and came up with more answers. And so basically I Googled the question, what is an autistic meltdown? And here's the answer I found. So an autistic meltdown is an involuntary physical reaction to an overwhelming emotional or sensory experience that causes someone to lose control of their behavior. Meltdowns can be triggered by highly stimulating situations or environments, such as too much information from sensory or cognitive stimuli. This can include auditory, tactile, visual, olfactory, and gustatory input, or movement that is too much or too fast. During a meltdown, someone may express their feelings verbally, physically, or a combination of both. Verbal expressions include shouting, growling, crying, or stuttering. Physical expressions include kicking, flapping, lashing out, biting, rocking, or withdrawing. People may also experience physical sensations like tension, difficulty breathing, heat, and blurry vision. And so you can see here, meltdowns are not the same as temper tantrums or other conscious behaviors. They are signs of distress, and they're not a way to manipulate a situation or get what somebody wants. Instead, they are a way for someone to express that they are overwhelmed and are unable to express themselves in another way. And here's the thing. The definition proves that being autistic isn't a choice. It's just something that happens. Like, for example, I am autistic. There's no day in my life that I'll be not autistic. So I just can't really change that. And what I've learned to do is try to find ways to calm down. And really, I had a retail job. Of course, I put in my 2 weeks, and last Saturday, August 10th of 2024 was my last day at that retail job. Now I'm in a new job at a warehouse, and I feel like I am better for it as well. I mean, I've been at that retail job for 5 years, and I just felt like it was not doing me any favors. Like, I wasn't happy going to work. So it just wasn't a good situation for me, and I decided to part ways and get this new job, and it's helped me out. But again, I learned a lot of lessons through the meltdowns, through the pain. It's kind of weird to think that because, we think of pain as a bad thing, but actually it turned out to be a good thing because it helped me learn patience. And because I was like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. And it's like God was telling me, wait. And then all of a sudden, here's the job that is less stressful, and I get paid more because I get paid $19.50 at this job versus $17 at the retail. So I got a pay increase, and the other thing is I'm happier. So it's obviously a good time. But yeah, so there's ways you can figure out how to calm an autistic meltdown. And I kind of went on Google and searched how to solve autistic meltdowns in adults, and here is what I found. And it reads as this. Here are some strategies that may help when an autistic adult is having a meltdown. Stay calm, remain calm and patient, and try not to let the person's behavior distress you. Give them space, provide them with a quiet, dimly lit space to retreat to. You can also try to keep other people away or encourage them to find a place where they can't be seen. Reduce sensory overload, minimize bright lights, excessive noise, and other sensory stimuli that might overwhelm them. You can also try offering sensory support like calming music or fiddle toys. Validate their feelings, acknowledge the depth of their emotions, and explain that their feelings will eventually pass. You can also avoid making demands or giving instructions. Use calm body language. Move slowly and calmly, and try to minimize eye contact. You can also try using minimal speech and not talking over them. Help them use calming strategies. You can try teaching them breathing techniques like square breathing, which can help take their mind off of overstimulation. And you can also try to understand what triggers your loved ones' meltdowns and develop strategies to manage them. For example, you can try to maintain a consistent daily routine to help them feel more secure and less anxious. This is really good advice. And I would add, I'd want to try to remove yourself from the situation as much as you possibly can. Unfortunately, I couldn't really leave my retail job because I needed money and I was trying to be a good teammate, so I just didn't leave when I got really stressed out. I decided to stick it out and try to show people what professionalism looks like and showing up to work even when I don't feel like it. That was part of my goals too. And that's what my parents taught me, is to always be professional in everything you do. And it's a great lesson because everybody's going to reward professionalism, even though sometimes we can think it doesn't pay off, but it actually pays off. Being professional, you know, you don't have to worry about anything negative really happening to you. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you might get a little bit of negative press, but at the end of the day, you feel like you don't have that guilt knowing that you did the wrong thing. So I think that's the cool thing about it too. When you're a professional and you know you did the right thing, there's really nothing to worry about, and it feels pretty good when you know you've done the right thing. So that's what I would kind of say on that. And I will say, you know, taking rest, making sure you get adequate rest, I think that's extremely important too, because, you know, you need vacation and mental days off. Because, I mean, we all are not built to work 24/7, 365. We all need breaks and rest. Even though sometimes, like me, I'd love to work 24/7, 365 because I'd love to be working on my media and all that stuff. You know, I'd love to be able to do stuff, but sometimes I need a rest and be like, you know what, it's okay to just sit and watch YouTube. It's okay to sit and watch sports. It's okay to play video games because I got an Xbox. So, yeah, it's okay to do those things, but at the same time, I understand that it's important to work too, and having a good work ethic is very important too. Like, there's a balance on everything. Like, you need to make sure you enjoy what you do, because if you don't enjoy what you do, that's going to be an issue. Or you're in an environment that's very stressful. I would definitely say to get out of there as fast as possible. If the environment stresses you out, or it's sensory overload and everything, you just got to get out of there. And the closest for me having an internal autistic meltdown was really at Walmart. Well, yeah. Well, actually, I guess I might as well say it. My retail job was Walmart, and I did have a lot of stressors and triggers at that place. Though I'm thankful for the company that helped me out tremendously, I will say. And it's just, unfortunately, it's just lots of people. And, you know, I want to be thankful about Walmart and the opportunities I had there to grow and learn how to be a retail person. I tried it out for 5 years and I realized it wasn't for me. That's all it was. Nothing against Walmart. So that's where I worked for 5 years. And yeah. So I'm at a warehouse job right now, and I can't really get vacation for the first 90 days. And yeah, it's definitely an adjustment. So I have to make sure that I can get adequate rest during those times, because I realize I'm not going to have days to take off during those 90 days. And sometimes our family are so busy that we don't take vacations a whole lot, unfortunately. Because life happens, and sometimes that's just the way it goes, and we're all busy schedules, and it's hard when it's busy like this, when you're so busy, it overwhelms you. But it's great because last Friday night, because let's see, this is, the night I'm recording this is August 15th of 2024. So on Friday night, August 9th, my friend calls me last minute to go to a Columbus Crew game. I've never been to a Columbus Crew soccer game in my life. And man, I had such a wonderful time. The Crew won 4-0, and it was part of the League's Cup. Again, I know a little bit about MLS, but I'm not an expert on soccer. Let's just say that. I still got a lot to learn to know about soccer, but I really enjoyed going there, and the fans were electric. It was a great atmosphere. So doing things like that, having friends around is extremely important. And, just finding hobbies and hanging out with friends, I think that's an important thing too. Very important, because at the end of the day, you can get overwhelmed and you want to not talk to anybody, which I've been there so many times. But when you actually step out of your comfort zone a little bit, though, that's pretty easy. It's a sporting event. I'm willing to do anything for a sporting event because I love sports that much. But if it's, for example, going into a grocery store, that'd be very stressful for me. I would not want to go in a grocery store because of all the environment stressors and all that stuff. I really wouldn't want to be anywhere near a grocery store, but unless I had to. Again, you got to go to a grocery store. I understand that, because unless you want to buy everything off of Amazon, in which, let's be honest, I'd rather get it right then and right now. So I'd be going to a grocery store. I got to admit, I could look at online ordering, but I don't know. Sometimes you just don't have time on the app to online order. Right now I do depend on my parents on grocery shopping a lot of the time. And sometimes if I need to get stuff, I will go myself and get stuff. So there are definitely options when it comes to that as well. But yeah, and I will say another reason why people might not be able to take vacations is because we're going back to the vacation talk and the busyness and all that. Busyness is another reason. Stress is why we go on vacations. But yeah, I think financial issues, because some people might not be able to afford a good vacation. And, it's a tough situation. And you'll be like, well, then I can't take a vacation. It's like, well, here's kind of what I would do, to be honest with you. Try to calm down an autistic point. Use the advices that we talked about there. I think that's important to do some breathing, and calm body language, stay calm, remain calm and patient, find a quiet space to retreat to. There are so many things you could do. Square breathing. It's kind of amazing of all the tools you can do to kind of calm yourself. And the other day I also realized that God is with me, and He's provided so many blessings in my life, and I believe He is the one that's helped me calm down a lot of my meltdowns and gave me a way out of the stressful retail job. I think He has done a lot of stuff like God knows that I was very stressed at that job. God knows that I was not enjoying the job. God knows that, it just, retail isn't for you, all that stuff. And he just was like, here's another job that will be much a better fit for you. And I'll be honest, I'm very thankful that God has done that. And for my story, I can see God through it all. And like I said, do I have the perfect vision of God? Absolutely not. I'm not going to be perfect. I'm still learning more about him every day. But I can say one thing about him. He did get me out of a really dark season. And I will testify that on here. I have no problems testifying that God is real, and take it or leave it. And I understand a lot of you are not religious, or some of you might not be. I don't know. If you are religious, great. It's all right, and it's a good thing. It's, again, we live in a free world where we can choose right or wrong, or not right or wrong. We could choose right or wrong, to do the right thing or the wrong thing, of course, but we can kind of choose religion or no religion. Like, we have lots of choices we can make. And again, we all make decisions, and that's part of it too, is, an autistic meltdown, for sure, you can't control everything, and it's hard to communicate when you're in an autistic meltdown, but, eventually we have the choice to try to fight fires with the autistic meltdown, and it's great to have people around you to help you out too, because it's overwhelming to try to stop a autistic meltdown, and it's way easier said than done. So yeah, I completely understand where autistic meltdowns come from, and if you're autistic and watching this, I feel for you. I'm very sorry that you do go through autistic meltdowns, and hopefully, we can we can overcome this someday, and try to. I don't know what would help us. We got those strategies to try to calm the fire, but I wish that there was a way that we could calm the fire before the storm. Like, there was medicine or some type of self-talk, I don't know. But thank you for listening to my story. I know this was an interesting video trying to talk about autistic meltdowns. I hope you got something out of this, and feel free to share your experience in the comments section. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too. That I completely understand. Or if you're a parent with an autistic child that you could relate to this, I'd love to hear from you too. And also, if you have any ideas or any ways I can improve, I definitely love to hear that too. I'm open to comments, and I try to read as many as I can as well. All that stuff. And thank you for sticking to the end. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and turn on your YouTube notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I do try to post once a week on Fridays. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and take care.